Santa Claus, he's got a mind of his own. He's got to be a ham in every video I make. I've tried talking to him about it. No luck. So be it. So with winter behind us, and now that we're officially in the spring, and with Easter just right around the corner, I thought I would go out shopping today. And one of my many stops was Bath and Body Works. I wanted to pick up several fragrances in the candle form that they have available for Easter 2017. So I just came from a Bath and Body Works storefront, and I was there to purchase 4 candles, 4 fragrances for Easter 2017. They had Happy Easter, but they didn't have the others. So I called up a bunch of other locations, and I finally found a storefront that has them all in stock. So I'm gonna go there now. The only issue is I have to travel a good 35 miles to get there. But hey, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to get these candles. So here they are, folks. I got all 4 fragrances in this bag right here. Let's break them on out, and I'll share with you my thoughts, my descriptions, my notes, my sensory evaluation. Let's do it. Now we're gonna start off with 3 small format candles. And excuse me if you've heard me say this hundreds of times, but just in case you're new to this channel, I am going to be giving my descriptions of these candles cold, meaning I'm not going to be burning them, I'm not going to be melting them, I'm simply going to be sticking my nose in the jar, sharing some of my thoughts, my notes, my descriptions on the wax cold, just so you know. So first on the list, small format, Hippity Hop. Sounds like an Easter candle to me. Let's give this one a shot. So this is a great example of milk chocolate. Probably the best example that I've smelled in a long time. And there's this definitive hard candy shell component as well. M&Ms, right? They melt in your mouth, not in your hands. There's this candy, sugar-fied, hard shell aroma here. Think of Jordan almonds, that really thick candy coating. And speaking of almonds, there's a little bit of nuttiness here in the form of roasted hazelnut, which is kind of creating this Nutella effect. And you know what? Take that Nutella and mix it with ooey gooey marshmallow fluff. Make a concoction out of that. Bam, right here, because we're getting that extra softness of that confectionery sugar. So those are going to be some of the obvious notes, but some other things lingering in the background. I'm actually picking up on some fruitiness. Fruitiness like the raspberry mousse filling that we find in a box of assorted chocolates. Yeah, you know, maybe that's where I'm kind of picking up on that fluff too, that raspberry mousse. And there's a little bit of this spree candy, Smarties candy, a little bit of this sweet tart candy confectionery brightness to it. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe this is Bath and Body Works' approach to introduce jelly bean into this fragrance. And it's working out quite well. I think the overall effect on this Hippity Hop candle is a sweet, creamy, chocolatey, coffee-based beverage that we would buy at Starbucks. You know, something with lots of syrup and foam and heavy cream. It has that warmth to it. I think a lot of the aromatic associations that we have with a fragrance like this, we're also going to share with the holiday of Valentine's Day. Hey, that works for me. Hippity Hop, small format, very nice. Hippity Hop fragrance notes: milk chocolate, fresh cream, mini marshmallow eggs. Mini marshmallow eggs. What are mini? I've never had a marshmallow egg before. I've had marshmallows. Let's move on. Another small format candle, this one entitled #Easter. Let us dive right in. So as Frosty the Snowman would say, happy birthday. This is a very familiar candle aromatic profile. This is the classic vanilla cupcake, decorated with that sweet and savory vanilla frosting and sprinkles just loaded on top. And not the cylindrical sprinkles. Think about those flat wafer sprinkles, because once again, we're getting that enhanced powdered sugar or confectionery sugar, adding to the overall sweetness. And when I say savory, what I mean is, and I love this, there's this distinct margarine aroma on this candle, like country crock. It's brunch time and we're spreading that country crock on our scone. Perhaps there's a little bit of grated coconut. I'm picking up on a butterscotch note. And I can't say for sure if that note is a culmination of all of the ingredients that are in here. So I don't know if it's butterscotch standing on its own or if it's a sum of all of the parts that are in this candle. But without question, I am smelling butterscotch. So #Easter. For me, this is a classic vanilla cupcake fragrance here. Straight out of the oven, freshly topped with frosting. So #Easter, or perhaps maybe #Happy Birthday. Either way, it works. If you're into the cupcake, decadent, small, quaint cupcake shop scented candles, very delicious. Fragrance notes provided by Bath & Body Works. Homemade buttercream, creamy vanilla, freshly baked cupcake. Yes, I certainly agree with all of those fragrance notes. In fact, that's precisely what this candle is. Let's move on. Very odd name. I like it, but very odd name. You found me! Exclamation mark. Alright, so I'm sensing a theme here. Sweet treats. So let's see what You Found Me has in store. Okay, that's different. That's different. So sweet treat, yes, but chocolatey, creamy, savory, no. This is big time tartness, big time fruitiness. I mean, this smells like I just sniffed a bunch of pixie stick. That's how tart this really is. And I'm about to say something that I haven't actually smelled in over a decade, probably. Hawaiian punch. Maybe if you took a Hawaiian punch and put a little bit of that pixie stick in there. This isn't authentic fruitiness. This is the fruitiness that we would expect in candies. Imagine if we took powdered Tang and we got the ratios all messed up and we only used half of the amount of water that we were supposed to, and then smelling it. You would get that highly concentrated orange, fruit punch, tart, sour smell. And speaking of orange, there is this fruit concentrate aroma that is reminding me a lot of Sunny Delight. A lot of nostalgia going on here. Crush orange soda. You know what? Scratch that. Stewart's orange soda. Okay, and do you know those strawberry crunch ice cream popsicles? The one with all of the little crunchy bits on the outside? Right here. Yeah, because I'm getting a little bit of that Good Humor Man action here. Yeah, this strawberry vanilla ice cream is really helping to soften those tart, sour fruit notes that I was getting in the very beginning. A nice, soft foundation. I mean, think about things like strawberry shortcake. Or I guess just strawberries and cream, because there's really no pastry or baked good things happening here. And I definitely can't leave this one out. Classic cherry, or I guess strawberry chapstick. Yes, that lip balm. Don't tell me when you were a kid that you didn't want to lick or eat that cherry chapstick. Totally like a teenage candy store, Starburst candy kind of aroma. You found me. Fragrance notes provided by Bath and Body Works. Creamy vanilla, garden strawberries, sparkling spun sugar. So I think this would be a good example of why I don't read the fragrance notes on candles before I experience them and smell them for myself, because I think these fragrance notes could really lead you down the wrong path. Again, the power of suggestion, we can't underestimate it. Creamy vanilla for sure, but garden strawberries. This was highly candy-esque to me. If there was one word I was gonna put before strawberries, probably wouldn't be garden, like implying the freshness, and sparkling spun sugar, so sparkling cotton candy. What does that mean? I mean, it's beautifully put, and it provokes a very lovely thought. My nose detected many other things, and what my imagination did with those things was far different than if I had just read these fragrance notes. So all of our experiences are subjective. So my suggestion is don't let these fragrance notes hinder your own unique personal experience when burning candles. Like these other two candles, these are all sweet treats, but they differ quite a bit. Okay, so last one on the list. We had these three small formats here, but we have a large format 3-wick candle as well. Right in here. Aesthetically, very beautiful. What we have here is Happy Easter. And check out the lid here. Can you see that? And that's not like glitter that's gonna fall off. There's a hard plastic epoxy coating on top there. Again, guys, I am very, very new to Bath and Body Works. This might be very normal to you folks, but to me, this is new kind of aesthetics for me. So although the name of this candle is Happy Easter, it also does go by the name of Sugared Candy Bunny. Happy Easter, from what I know, is a candle that's been released for several years, but the fragrance of this particular Happy Easter is going to differ from past years. It might be a repackage of a candle that has been released previously. Am I right? Am I wrong? Help me out if I'm wrong. I don't want to be giving out false information. That's why there's the comments down below. Are you ready? I'm ready. This is so delicious. And this was totally not what I was expecting in a candle called Happy Easter. That's for sure. Alright, so already I'm pretty confident in saying, even though this is a larger format, that this is going to be a higher intensity of some of the other candles that we've already smelled, but also a far more complex candle. There's a lot more going on inside of this candle. I mean, this is just provoking images of freshly baked, very warm, sweet and savory cinnamon pastries, like coffee cake and the crumble on top. And anyone who's spent time in an airport is going to know exactly what I'm talking about. There is a massive Cinnabon thing happening here, especially because there's this warm, ooey gooey, buttery, savory, sweet vanilla glaze, that confectionery goodness that they just dump on top of those cinnamon rolls. God only knows what's in that stuff, but we're getting that magic inside of this candle. I mean, this is like we just walked in to a Cinnabon storefront, or you're approaching a Cinnabon at an airport and you're like, oh my God, have willpower, just say no, but you go there anyway and you buy one and it's grand. I tried a Cinnabon once. It's sweet. I'm gonna put the link to that video in the description below. Check that one out. This is also making me think of cinnamon swirl bread or like cinnamon strudel. Why? Because there is a significant sun-dried raisin component in here as well. The yeastiness, you know, like a little bit of that fresh baked pastry yeastiness. And how can I not say churro, that sweet, golden, crispy, cinnamon, donut-like treat that we find at all of our favorite amusement parks. I mean, this is taking me to Disneyland right now. Do you like Cinnamon Toast Crunch? You do? Right here. And if you've ever had concha or pan dulce, it's a Mexican sweet bread, very reminiscent to what's going on here. Similarly, Italian Easter bread. It really is essentially the same thing. It's a very dense, sweet bread. Now, Easter bread comes in all different forms, but I grew up with Easter bread that looked like a braided loaf that was coated in a hard icing shell with sprinkles. Very sweet, very dense. And to me, that's really what's going to link this candle with the holiday of Easter, because that Easter bread was a staple of my youth. Every year, going to my grandmother's house and having a big slice of Easter bread warmed up with a big chunk of butter and a glass of milk. If that doesn't bring me to Easter, nothing will. That's a really special touch. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I want to eat this candle right now. I want to eat this candle. By far, this is my favorite of the bunch. I mean, all I can say is Bath & Body Works, nicely done. Really, really nicely done. Happy Easter or Sugared Candy Bunny. Fragrance notes provided by Bath & Body Works. White sugar crystals. Warm vanilla bean, crushed cinnamon. I agree. However, I think there's a whole lot more going on. Alright, so that's gonna do it, folks. These are the 4 fragrances in candle form for Easter 2017. I do want to say once again that these 3 small format ones were a little bit tricky to find, so make sure you give your local Bath & Body Works a call before you swing by. And I just want to stress one more time, I couldn't possibly be newer to the world of Bath & Body Works, so this is where I need your folks' input. Please share any information in the comments below. If I got anything wrong or you could shed light on anything I mentioned, please provide that information, not only for me, but for others watching. I'd really appreciate that. I need your guys' expertise to really help me grow when it comes to Bath & Body Works. If you like this video and if you've made it this far, think about maybe giving it a thumbs up, but only if you want. And if you haven't subscribed already, please think about doing that as well. I hope everyone's having a fantastic start to the spring season. I certainly am. And with that said, I'm gonna be seeing you guys real soon. Have a good one.